Computer. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Best Self Weekly podcast. My name's Hunter. If you don't know me, we got our co-host Jamal here today, locking in. Jamal, how you doing, bro? Happy
Oh,
Monday.
happy Monday, man. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. Blessed day. It's Monday, man. Sunday was good. I went to church. What about you? How was your Sunday, bro?
Same thing. Went to church with my son, and then ended up having from there. I had to train a couple kids in basketball. So I was literally just bouncing around from gym to gym. So, but it was a great and fun weekend. You know what I mean? So, I
Nice.
had a blessed one. Like anytime, with my son is always, a blessed time. I try to cherish those moments.
That's good, bro. That's good. And I saw was it this weekend your son got to work out with Lance Stevenson?
Oh yeah. He was in the gym. He was in the gym with Lance Stevenson. I got a chance to meet him, take a picture and stuff with him. So he was real thrilled about that. So little things like that, he gets the chance to be in certain type of environments that, he doesn't, take for granted because other kids, probably don't get a chance, to get those same type of opportunities.
That's so dope, bro. It's funny because Lance Stevenson was on two of the NBA teams. I think he was on more than two NBA teams, but he was on the two NBA teams that I've ever liked the most. Like I grew up a Lakers fan,
Me
loved
too.
Kobe. I basically only wore Kobe's. I wore some other shoes, but like,
That's true. You did wear Kobe's. I remember
yeah.
that.
Shout out to my brother-in-law because my brother-in-law is so cool. Nate, like he always convinces my dad and like to like buy some stuff, bro. And somehow got my parents to start like buying us shoes as a tradition for every Valentine's Day. Like I don't know how he did it, but he finessed them. And fifth grade, before I entered middle school, before I met you probably as my coach, I got my first pair of Kobe's, which were the Kobe sixes, the red
Okay.
ones. And
Oh, yeah, those ones super light too.
those were my like favorite ones, bro. But then they're so hard to find nowadays. Like even
I
before I
know.
passed away, bro. Like I've tried,
Yeah.
but then
No, the
literally
Kobe's is definitely my favorite shoes to play in too.
fact, bro. Personally, LeBrons were too heavy, bro. I love how light Kobe's were. They were
Yeah,
light and they had good grip.
yeah.
Anyway, so I started
But
with
yeah, Lance, he for sure, like I said, he played when he was with the Lakers. I remember him. He like I say he played with LeBron. So like he definitely played, some good teams. He played on the Pacers with my cousin CJ Watson. They had a really good team where they was actually going head to head with the Bulls, or not the Bulls, the Heat back, when LeBron was there. So
yeah.
they had a lot of good battles back then. Lance was a really big piece to their team.
That's what I was gonna say. So growing up, I was always Lakers, and then I wanted to like another team, bro, just to mix it up. Like I wanted to have a number two team, and then uh, I started liking the Pacers too, bro. And it happened to be when Lance Stevenson was on the team. For Christmas, I got. Do you remember like I don't know, it was an NBA shoot around, really simple shirt I got for Christmas. It was like Indiana Pacers. And I would put that thing on, bro. I'd pretend I was like Lance Stevenson, like blowing
Really?
his here. Like they had George Hill, Paul George.
George Hill,
That was
Paul
before Paul
George.
got that crazy injury. My
Yeah,
favorite player though was Roy Hibbert.
yeah.
Uh,
They had David West. They had a really good team. Like I said,
and,
CJ, my cousin CJ was George Hill's backup. So
okay,
they
yeah,
had a really good team.
he was the backup point guard when they were super good then, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
they had that
They
one
were
dude.
good.
Was it Gerald Green or was he never on the
Oh
team?
yeah, Gerald Green, he was there. I want to say he was there like before CJ, but I think he was there. I think he still played with Lance. I think so. I think he played with Lance. I'm not sure, but Gerald Green is super super athletic.
I didn't lose a game in 2K with the Pacers, bro. That's all I know. That's all I know, bro. For real. I love the Pacers. I was obsessed with the Pacers. Then you know how it went. They traded everybody. That maybe
I know.
your cousin, did he stick around?
Nah,
Um,
he ended up leaving too. He ended up leaving. I want to say it was the year when they lost to the Heat. I want to say 2012, 2013. He ended up leaving to go. I want to say was it Brooklyn after that. I want to say he went to the Nets after that.
okay, but
Yeah,
dude, they were good, like battling with the Heat. And then all of a sudden, man, like Roy
They
Hibbert
broke it up. Yeah.
traded George Hill. Paul George had that freak injury in the. It wasn't
Once
the.
he got hurt, once Paul George got hurt, that literally changed everything. Their whole team. That's when, like you said, the Hibbert he ended up leaving. I think he went to the Lakers. And then David West, I believe I want to say he went to like the
Oh,
Warriors or somewhere. So
yeah,
afterwards, yeah. So they just broke up the whole team. After Paul George injury. Because he was Paul George was the heart and soul of their team. So you lose
yeah,
your leader.
he-
It's tough. I ain't gonna say he was the leader. I feel like honestly, Lance was their leader. Like Lance was like their Draymond Green of their team. Like he
yeah.
was the emotional leader. He was like the vocal leader. Like you know what I mean. So like they wouldn't have had that run without Lance. They needed him. But Paul George was their all star.
No facts though. I was gonna get a notebook really quick, bro, to write down some notes because when we talk, I have so many good ideas, bro. But like, I wanted to circle back to that maybe and make a like a self-improvement point. But dude, Roy Hibbert, man, like low key, he kind of gives me the vibes of like Brandon Roy or Andrew Bynum. Like, I feel like he could have been really, really good if he could have stayed healthy, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I think he still made an All Star team one year. He might have made more than one. I'm not sure, but he was actually a really really good player, and he was like a good piece for the Pacers back then. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
back
Uh,
then, especially in that NBA back then, where it was like true centers. He wasn't. It wasn't like he was out there shooting threes like the centers are now. Like he was a true center. Back to the basket, rebound, block shots. So.
yeah, he's like a true big man. No, like Joel Embiid type of stuff.
Yeah,
Crazy. It's crazy how, you know, all of a sudden it seems like these centers are said these 7 footers, these centers are like hitting threes, bro, like Joel Embiid. Like there's a lot of them out there. And like if you think about the NBA, like those 10 years ago, whatever it was, like there was just a lot of dudes like Andrew Bynum and Roy Hibbert that were just like true centers.
Marc Gasol, yeah,
Pau Gasol was
Paul
nice.
Gasol, he
You
was really.
know,
Oh yeah,
Pau Gasol, his mid-range, he inspired me to just I don't know why, but I want to be like Pau Gasol. Just his
really? That makes sense. I see that. Knowing your game, like how your game was, like it makes sense.
yeah.
Paul
And if
Gasol, yeah.
all I did in basketball was just try to shoot mid-range jump shots, bro.
Your mid-range jump shot was automatic, bro. I remember.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. But yeah, I think it's honestly because I'd always watch Kobe and then I'd be like, Pau Gasol's nice though, you know?
Yeah,
But
nah,
what I
for
was gonna
sure.
say, like you said, Lance Stevenson, he obviously wasn't the most talented guy. Obviously, he's an amazing player, but to comparing him to like the greats like, Paul George and whatever, but he brought the energy, and I feel like sometimes we have to just play a certain role, in life,
Yeah.
do our job to bring that success. And like that's what he did. He was that energetic guy, like maybe messing with people, bringing the energy. It's just
No, he
interesting.
was definitely a great teammate, and then, like you just said, like you got to know your role. On any team, there's roles. You have to to play your role, especially if you want to be successful. Have a good team around you. You know what I mean? So, you just have to like lose your ego and everything, and especially with Lance and that Pacers team. I feel like that's what made them such a great team. That it was no egos. Everybody played their role to the T. You know what I mean? So
I I like what you said about being a great teammate and how that can be playing the role. Not just the guy who hazes people and messing around like or playing super physical, but being a great teammate, bro, is also crucial. What kind of player were you, Jamal, when you were playing professional? I never knew you as like a professional basketball player. I didn't grow up watching you play. You were my coach for a little.
your
Like,
coach, yeah.
what type of player were you on your team? If you
What
don't mind,
type of player or like leader?
what type of leader? Like what
I
was your
wasn't. I was
game?
yeah. I was like more of the quiet style. Like I showed like with my actions. Like you know what I mean. So it's like I wasn't. I wasn't more like vocal. And that was kind of like the knock, or I would say what hurt me a little bit. The fact that I was kind of like a little bit too quiet. But I just let my game speak for itself like that. Like if we're in practice, then I'll just try to lead by example and have my teams follow me. You know what I mean? So I wasn't like too much like looking back at my career. Like I said, I wasn't too much of like like if something was going wrong in a game or whatever. In a timeout, I wouldn't speak up the way that I probably should have or whatever because that just wasn't my character. Like so I'm more like laid back, quiet type. Just let the coach, do his job, let him coach.
Yeah.
But I do like players. By me being a coach now, I love players that step up and take on that vocal leadership, like how Lance Stevenson did.
Dude, that's so cool because before this we started rolling, we were just small chit chatting a little. We talked about like roles in relationships. Sometimes if you're dating or you have a wife and she wants you to give you like words of affirmation and you're a chill guy and you know your personality, you know your role, you're a doer. You can realize that if you go and do something, like maybe you go run an errand for your wife, you wipe down the table, you do her dishes for her, like
Right.
if you know your role and you're aware of yourself and you know that you're a doer and your actions do the talking, bro. You can do that in basketball. You can do that in life if
You could
you
do that in life. Yeah.
to like be aware of yourself, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that, by me being a coach and a father, that's I feel like little things that, I try to, teach them and tell my players and, tell my son and stuff as well, like, because I feel like you just said, like, it's important. It's not only in sports, but it carries over to life as well.
Yeah, for sure. And Jamal, let me ask you this, bro. Like as a basketball coach, as a mentor, man, as a father, and being around different people's personalities. Because I feel like you and me are similar. Like, we're chill. We want to just be those leaders that our actions do the talking. And if necessary, we use words, right? But I'm sure you still
Yeah,
like use a lot of words. But for those other people you coach, if they have that personality of they're more like, they're not like you, they're more like, I guess, intense and they have to rely on words and they're like super emotional. How do you feel like you connect to coaching those types of players, if you get what I'm asking?
because we got the same goal, and everybody want to win. Everybody's passionate, and they show it in just a different way. Just because I was the more quiet, laid back type player doesn't mean like I wasn't just as passionate as the vocal leader on the team. You know what I mean? So by me seeing someone that is very passionate like that, I embrace it. Like what I mean? Everybody is different. You know what I mean? So he's just showing it in a different way, and I love it honestly. You know what I mean? Like I said, looking back at my career, I wish I was that type of leader, and I was just more like the laid back type, like to show you by example. So
Sure. I love that, bro. I like how you said you relate it back to the goal. At the end of the day, you have the same goal. If you're coaching their player, it's to win a championship, it's to get better in the gym that day.
yeah,
You focus on that goal and you don't let the differences come in the way. You just keep it simple.
keep it simple.
I think the most powerful type of leader is the leader that you are, is someone who just, you know, like just takes action, bro. Like you
And
don't
everybody lead in a different way too, bro. So, and that's
exactly.
one thing. That's one thing that I always, try to remember, especially by being a coach. You know what I mean? So I always try to find out like who's going to be my leaders, who's going to be the captain. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then once I find that, then you got to really get to know all your players off the court. You know what I mean? So then you know how they really think, how they're wired. Like I said, this one player over here could think totally different from the next player, but they both have the same goal in common. You know what I mean? They both want to get to college. They both want to win. They both, want the same outcome, but they just show it in a different way.
Straight up. And do you know what I think is really key? Like if we talk in terms of entrepreneurship and business, bro, like any type of sales role and leadership, you know, from what I've been taught is like the ability to match someone's energy is crucial,
Crucial.
especially with sales. Like when I was trying to sell, some PR type of stuff or insurance type of stuff, whatever it was, or personal training, like if you hop on a call with someone and they are high energy and they're like they drink their coffee, they're ready to go, but you're just like I'm waking up, I'm like, dang, I'm still like going through the process, bro. Like don't talk to me in the morning. Like you need to match their
To
energy.
match, yeah. Seriously. If I see somebody like say like exactly like what you just said, if you have a high energy, you know what I mean, like that, I'm just waking up. I feel like it's going to inspire me to match your energy, or it's going to do the reverse. Your energy is probably going to be drained down to mine. Like you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like energy, like you just said, it definitely has to match.
facts, bro. And just it's if you're a coach, if you're a barber, everything is kind of like sales. And if you want to vibe with someone, for me, reading a lot of self-improvement books and taking like
Frequency.
just frequency match,
Yeah.
because you're the one that wants to sell them, so you need to be the one that matches their energy. Like on a barber shop, bro, like my barber's super chill. Shout out to Jonathan, man. He's super chill, bro. But I'm sure if I walked in and they were like the music, they have rap music, like it's my energy, like I'm just chilling. And I like his energy. And yes, I like his skills, but like if he was all over the place, like, cutting my hair, I'm like, bro, like chill. Like what the
All
heck?
right.
And if you're coaching a kid and he's just like in a chill mood, but you're like super energy and you never match it, like he's not going to have as good of an experience. But you have to, like, yes, he's going to have to get intense because you're going to put in the work in the gym and sweat. But like it's just a life hack. If you're in sales, if you're in a relationship, whatever it is, bro, try just frequency, like Jamal said, matching someone's energy and see the outcome, bro. It's a life hack, something I've learned for sure.
And for me, I feel like also is like to really, like I said, try to get to know that person also. Like, you know what I mean? Outside of whatever you're trying to sell or outside the sport, what it is that you're coaching, your player, whatever it is that it may be. I feel like if you really get to know that person, like who they really are, then it's going to make things so much easier. Because, like for example, like I have players where I know I could talk to one player. I could be a little bit harder on one player than I can the next player, and that's only because I have relationships with them off the court, where I know like what their mindsets are. Like, okay, like this kid's upbringing is a little bit different. I could push him a little bit harder. This kid right here, I can't do that. You know what I mean? So I gotta, in order to bring out the best out of him, I gotta talk to him at a different level. I might have to encourage him a little bit more. Which the other kid, I might tell him like, "Oh no, you messing up." I might have to motivate him in a different way, to get him going. You know what I mean? So it just for me, I feel like just establishing a relationship to really get to know
Yeah, and I feel like you do that probably as a father, and you're able to connect with your son a lot better. Like maybe, you walk into, this is just a random example, maybe your son had a rough day at school, whatever, and he's at home already, and you walk through the door and you had the best day of your life, Jamal. You just signed a bunch of new players to coach, life is good, and you're up here and he's down here. For you to connect to like your son, you're gonna have to like match his energy, go down here, be like, yo, like what's going on? And then together, then you guys can go up
him.
there.
Yeah, bring him back up. Yeah,
That's something I learned about any type of relationship, especially getting married at a young age. Sometimes I'd have like a chill, dope day. Jamal, like all we need sometimes is just to have a good workout and we're good the rest of the day, right? Like you get a good workout in the gym and you're like, man, I don't care what happens. I got
you
God.
feel
I got
good. Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Sometimes I'd walk to the door and my wife's going through it with her business and she'd be stressed. And I'm like trying to fight it. Like, no, you come up here. But then I'm like, one of my good buddies, shout out to Lorenz, he told me just match your energy. I'm like,
That's,
okay,
yeah, it's all like I said, frequency. That's
yeah,
all it is. That's all it is. You know what I mean? So.
sure. I like that. I like that. Jamal, let me ask you this. As an athlete, what do you think about the saying food is fuel, bro? Like food is fuel.
uh, I
What do
think
you,
that's real. I feel like we are what we eat. You know what I mean? So if you put in good things into your body, you're going to feel amazing. You're not going to be so fatigued. You're not going to get tired as quick. You know what I mean? Um, Mentally, you're going to be sharper. And everything. But if you're eating, processed food, certain things that we shouldn't be eating, that shouldn't be going into our bodies, then it will make you, sluggish and tired and stuff. So. I try to be more aware of what I'm putting into my body now that I'm older, which sounds crazy because my whole time as an athlete, like playing professionally ball, like pro ball and like college and my whole career in general. I was able to eat whatever I wanted, like literally. I've always been pretty, pretty thin, so it's just like I always felt like I could eat, I could just get away with it. But now that I'm older, it's just like okay, I really got to be more cautious of what I'm putting into my body. You know what I mean? And like I said, I feel better when I'm eating certain things, or if I'm not eating the other things that I was eating. So.
Yeah. That's so now that you're not burning thousands of calories a day playing basketball, you know, focusing on other things, you say that you're focusing on, trying to eat a little bit healthier.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah, it is definitely, I mean, it is kind of fun when you're really active and you can eat whatever the heck you want and just,
I was
you're,
able to get away with it. That's the only reason why I just, kept doing it. But I did. I know a lot of athletes, especially athletes, that change their diet and it just made them feel a lot better. I had them try to persuade me, but I was just like, nah, I love like the greasy foods and stuff like that. So for me, it was like kind of hard to, tell myself like, oh, I'm not gonna stop eating those type things. But so I couldn't imagine how much better I would have felt if I would have actually like took my diet that much more serious.
yeah, I remember when I was training, going hardcore with running, the most hardcore I've ever gone. There was a crumble. I was doing all the runs basically on a treadmill because it was snowing, and there was a crumble cookie right next to the gym, bro. And I had to run like one weekend, it was like the half marathon, the next was a full, and the next was a 50K. Like I was training for a really long one, bro. And I was just like, dude, I'm so hungry. Like I can eat crumble cookies and I can get away with it at any point in my life. So I would do that. And yeah, it would give me energy. It would give me that sugar, those carbs. But I'm like, man, there's a power of actually fueling your body. Like I can't describe the feeling, man. This is what happens to me sometimes, Jamal. And I swear I will wake up and my brain I'll be a little bit foggy, stressing, and I'll eat some superfoods like walnuts and a handful of kale, bro. And it like
Just
triggers
like that.
me. Not like after a couple minutes, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just got a whole new thing of energy. Like I want to find more people to be on the podcast. I want to be more active. Have you ever
Who was it? Anybody that put you like on that? Because like for me, I feel like I didn't. You don't know what you don't know. So like I didn't know any better. So I was always like so I was the type I was eating candy before games. Like you know what
you
I
just
mean? So
didn't
it's like
know? You
I didn't
just didn't.
know. I
Mhm.
just didn't know, bro. Like so it's just like I said, I felt like I could get away with it until I started meeting other people and they started telling me like what their diet was, and they were the ones that was trying to like give me the transition over to start eating like more healthy, take my diet more serious, and also and then like it prevents injuries, as well. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
but I feel like that definitely would have helped a lot. So
Yeah, and once again, like we're talking about the need of mentors and just what it takes for one person to say, "Hey, dude, like you shouldn't eat that candy, right?" Like,
exactly. Here,
and
have a banana, have some type of fruit, like like you said, eat something that's going to give you to boost your energy, not like sugar. Like I was eating like Skittles and stuff before games, so stuff that I shouldn't, probably had.
it's Jamal, this is how I see it, bro. I know if you're gonna start, if anyone's gonna start eating, all vegetables and fruits, it's gonna take a long time. I don't know how long. I'm not a doctor. It's gonna take a long time for it to actually like um to come back in your blood results. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like if you have
yeah.
high cholesterol or something and you
hmm
quit eating that crap, it's gonna take probably months for you to see the results.
I want to
But
say like 60 to 90 days, like probably like
yeah,
2 to 3 months.
which
Might be
honestly,
longer than that. It might be. It might be like 6 months. I don't know to like
yeah,
completely like detox everything, like get everything, all the
exactly.
toxins out. So it
Yeah,
could
and
be.
what I meant by that, bro, is exactly right, like 60 to 90 days. But what I meant by, yeah, it's cool to play the long run and actually get healthy. But I feel like, bro, in the morning, if I can eat the banana, if I can eat the handful of kale or walnuts, whatever the healthy food is, if I can at least make that one small choice to be healthy, then chances are when it comes an opportunity to be spiritual, I will probably make a better choice spiritually because I made a small, better discipline choice with the health.
Most definitely.
That's how I see it.
I
I don't know,
agree. Yeah, I
you
agree with that 100%.
for sure. So, like I'm saying, it's not a big deal to eat a handful of leafy greens every day. Like you might not even see the results, to be honest. It's just a little handful. But it's that principle of like, you know what, like that, you're probably going to be a better dad today. You're going to make one
Yeah,
small decision that can.
yeah.
But it's kind of crazy, Jamal. As you were talking about that, you said no one really taught you that. And I have this random memory of Rogic. There was an assistant coach. I don't know if you met him, bro. He knew nothing about basketball. Shout out to Coach Medford. Great guy. He was a great football
I
coach.
remember that name. I'm trying to put it like a face with his name now. I remember, I definitely remember his name now.
He was, I'm not trying to be talk bad about him. He was a great coach, very disciplined. He taught me a lot, but he just wasn't a basketball coach. He was a football coach. And um, he randomly, so random, he called us all in his room and gave some like talk. I don't know what it was about. All I remember is he said, "Hey, if you make your bed every single day, you will feel a little bit better." There's a book by a Navy SEAL called Make Your Bed. Guys, there's studies out there. If you can do that small thing by making your bed, like I don't know why, but Coach Medford, I think of him, nothing to do with basketball. I
And that
for
stick with you. That's the one thing that stick with you for the rest of your life. Like, you know what I mean? So that
exactly.
says a lot. That's why I was telling you before also, like, you know, on our last episode, like mentors. Like, you know, I feel like this is needed, you know, so much, especially in the youth, because, you know, like so these kids, we don't know. Like, you know, so it's just like we need people out there that could help guide us to put us in a better situation for our futures. You know what I mean? So, and Coach Medford did that just that right there, like probably changed everything for you. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So,
And yeah, I went years without making my bed probably. But like as I get introduced to self-improvement, that memory just popped in my head, bro. I'm like, dang. I mean, might take me a while to process things sometimes, but
and that's true. It's gonna take. It might take people some time to process it, but then, like you just said, you're never going to forget it. By the time you have more experience, more life experience, then you're like, oh, I understand what Coach was trying to say. Now I get it, and then that's when it's going to click.
exactly, bro. And Jamal, before we end this, to talk about a little bit about faith and spirituality, man. Um, Yesterday was Sunday. I mean, anything from this last week or Sunday that stuck out to you spiritually? There's a Bible verse you love or stuck out to you or anything you want to share with anybody in terms of spirituality?
One thing that stood out what the message was yesterday is just it was actually talking about faith. You know, I don't believe in coincidences. You know what I mean? So you know, like I said, I'm really big on faith. So the fact that they're talking about that, even though like I'm really big on it, I still know there's I could always grow. There's always room for improvement. So when I was at church yesterday, that's something I really took out of it. Is just like I'm just trying to continue and to grow my faith, man, and just trying to be the best person that I can be. I know it's not going to happen overnight. You know, it's a grind. It's a daily grind. You know, so I'm just trying to like continue just like reading the word and stay prayed up, man. I literally that's all I would do is just try to continue to get closer and closer to God. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that stood out is just faith, though. So if I could give anybody something, it's just no matter what happens throughout the day, the week, you know what I mean? Just continue to have faith that, God has he already had it, planned. He already have it, worked out, he already have it resolved. So, man, just try not to, get down on yourself and, just try to stay positive and just believe, you know,
I love that.
have faith if you don't believe,
Yeah, man. I love when you say, bro, to stay prayed up.
so that's,
I love that
you
saying.
have to, man. And that's something like, I try. I'm trying to do better. I really am. I'm trying to, I pray first thing in the morning. I pray before, I go to bed at night. But I'm trying to do a better job of just literally just praying throughout the day, just little things, just talking to God. You know what I mean? And I feel like if people, carry their Bibles or just pray, just talk to God, like how we were talking about, you just put your energy on that instead of like social media. You'd be surprised how fast your life could change. You know what I mean? So it's like I love God too much, and I'm willing to put that time and effort in to getting closer to Him. So other things that I feel like that wasn't serving me any purpose. I'm just trying to use it to get closer to God, and that's what I feel like. If I could get anybody any type of inspiration or any type of advice, I would say just put your time, use it closer to get closer to God. You
That's
know,
awesome.
because it is, bro. It's a spiritual warfare going out there right now. So it's like these times that we're living in, we have to really get close to God, man. And like I said, even if you fall, that's okay. We all fall. We go fall every day, but we have God right there. We have His protection. He's there for us. He's going to pick us up, carry us until we could get back onto our own 2 feet again.
I love that. Yeah, until we get on our 2 feet again, man. And um, something I got out of church was, yeah, in health, like food is fuel, right? Like you eat some good food, it's fuel. But spiritually, like asking yourself, what is my spiritual fuel that's gonna help me, get through the rest of the day, the rest of the week? Like picture in basketball, you play hard almost the whole quarter, but you get a quick breather. And you drink a little Gatorade drink, whatever,
Hmm.
squirt a little squirt in your mouth, and you're like, then you have like some energy all of a sudden, right? Or like a Gatorade chew. I don't know what it is. You know? And you're like, dang, like I got a second win. I could probably go back out there, finish off the quarter strong or whatever, or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but what do you think are those like spiritual, like the spiritual fuel little things? Like I know you just mentioned praying, and you said pray throughout the day as well, not just like in the morning. Is there anything else that you feel like? Because for me, Jamal, I feel like it's three things. Definitely praying, like
Hmm.
praying throughout the day, like you said, in morning and night too, and reading the Word of God. And
Hmm.
for the third one, I would say like an act of kindness, and it can be a simple act, you know, but doing something kind for
I like
somebody.
that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. My third one, if I would have to say, is I would say probably just like no, try not to get distracted, because the devil will try to throw so many distractions at us on a daily basis. You know what I mean? So if we stay locked in to God and what just following Him, then I feel like to make things so much easier, so much better for us. But I know it's hard. It's easier said than done. Like because the devil, like I said, he tries to throw so many different distractions at us in many different ways that at the time we probably don't even realize that there are distractions, So, and that's one thing that I'm working on as well is just not to allow certain distractions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And
but I like that. I like that. I like that for sure. Active service, I like kindness and everything because that's love. Peace. Like So I agree 100%.
yeah, and
You know.
just to keep it real with everybody, I think the biggest distraction for anybody, me and Jamal's age, I say phone.
Social media.
You
Social
said
media.
the same thing.
Okay, phone. That's the same. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I
So,
meant social media. That's what I meant.
okay.
What I meant. And it's cool, Jamal, to be doing this with you to try to change the game and use social media for the better. I know social media can also be a good thing, but for one personal habit I try to do, bro, and I'm not perfect at it, is in the morning I try to stay off my phone for 1 hour, and replace that with a little bit of reading time, a little bit of, I don't know, man, just doing the dishes, journaling, getting.
Same here. I haven't done it. I didn't give it like time like you, like an hour. But the first thing in the morning, I don't like to just hop on my phone. I don't like to do that. Like I either like to journal, I like to meditate, or I like to do some type of like yoga. You know what I mean? Some stretches, stuff like that, just to get my mind, body, and soul right just to prepare for the day. You know what I mean? Because like I said, there will be some type of distraction. So I feel like if you get your mind, body, and soul right each day to prepare for it, then it will be a little bit easier to recognize certain distractions and not allow it to distract you. You know what I mean? To stay on course.
For sure, bro. I agree with that. I love that. Stay on the course. And one last thing I wanted to ask you, Jamal. I know I'm asking you a lot of questions, bro, but
No, no,
I
you're good.
had some people reach out to us, bro, that have been listening to us, and they were a little bit vulnerable with me. And I think I tried to give them some good advice for sure. But a common struggle was, people, biggest distraction, social media, but late at night. So they felt like they were having a pretty good productive day, working hard, trying to kill all areas of life, you already know. But then late at night, after they do everything, they felt like they were being the best version of themselves, right? On a daily,
Okay.
but late
Yeah.
at night, they would, I guess, kind of get lazy and just scroll on their phone. And then they noticed that it was hard for them to go to sleep on time, and they'd be going to bed later. And any advice you have, Jamal, if someone's going through that, if they feel like they're killing it throughout the whole day, and then they end their day just like they get distracted on the phone, keep scrolling. Because I've
Do they not try to? They don't want to like get on the phone. They, like, 'cause if not, then like I said, try to put that energy, that same energy, into open up your Bible and reading the Word. You know,
Yeah, put that same
or listen, yeah, or listen. There's other outlets that you could go, like, so you can put that energy into listening to other spiritual podcasts. That's what I like to do. I try not to be on social media like too much like that. And when I'm not on there, I just try to use that energy. I'm listening to spiritual videos. That's another way, like, how I like to start my days too. Just like, if I'm not reading the word, at least I'm hearing it. So I have to hear. I have to at least hear it. You know what I mean? So you have to hear positive, like, affirmations, or just about just the word in general. You know what I mean? So, because if not, then it's easy to get throw off course. You know what I mean? So.
I,
But yeah, if you don't want to take that time to actually be on your phone, then yeah, I would say just put your energy into somewhere else that might more productive.
Yeah, I love what you said, bro. I think it was perfect. It was like put that same energy that you would put into scrolling on your phone into something that's productive or meaningful, like a
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
affirmation.
hmm
I think at that it's that simple. I tried to do something similar like that, but put that same energy into some other meaningful activity. But
Or
Jamal,
try start like another hobby, something like that you would like to do, like, you know what I mean, or try to learn a new skill. Like, for me is like trying to continue learning Spanish. You know what I mean? Because when I was overseas, I was training kids in Spanish, but now since I've been back in America, I kind of lost it because they said if you don't use it, you lose it. So for me,
you're
I'm still trying to just stay sharp, with it. So I just feel like, just like I said, just putting your energy in somewhere else.
you're speaking facts, bro. Like, okay, so put that same energy in something productive, and also even find a new hobby, bro, or pick up on a hobby that you gave up on, like learning Spanish. ¿Cómo estás, señor? Uh,
So,
I, dude, I want to learn some Spanish now. You inspire me. Bro, I want to get back on that grind.
but
Spanish.
the only reason why, like, for me, is because, like, and the reason why I'm able to give like this type of advice, because I have other friends that have played professionally also in like other countries, and they know like two, three different languages. So when I hear them talking, I'm like, I'm the only one that don't know certain things. Like, they're speaking like Portuguese and stuff, or Spanish, and I'm just sitting here like, man, can you guys speak English now? Like, so it's like I don't want to, keep having that feeling and be like left out. So it's like, okay, it's just I use it as motivation, as my fuel, like we're talking about. So it's like, if
Let's study.
you, yeah,
Let's study together, bro. I learned it pretty good, but it's been a couple years. Um, we got to learn it together, bro.
for sure. I took it in high school and everything, but when I was a kid, like, I didn't even take it serious like back then, because I didn't think I was gonna have to actually like know it or use it. But look how my life turned out. Like, I have to,
Yeah.
So
God. God gave me some karma, bro. And at high school, I never paid attention, and then I had to. He's like, "You got to go live in South America and learn Spanish now, man. Teaching other people about God, for 2 years." I'm like, "Dang, bro." No, I'm excited though. I was excited. I like the challenge. It's a useful tool to know another language. I want my kids to definitely know different languages for
Same
sure.
here, same here. That's why I already have it planned that my son, like, cause I'm gonna have like basketball camps and stuff like that and clinics, from the countries that I played in. You already know my son's gonna be right there with me, so I
What
want
if
him just to experience certain things, and like I say, I want him to be bilingual.
If he exactly, because he'll know his dad prepared him to marry a Latina if that's what he wants in the future. Like, you gotta be ready for the Latinas. No, I'm just kidding. That's
You gotta
funny.
have faith for that. Look, yeah, you're gonna have to
Gotta
pray
have
on that
faith.
one.
Gotta have faith, bro. That was funny. Jamal, bro, before we go, in terms of like news, I guess, if this even counts in the music world, did you listen to the Ball Brothers' new song? Have you heard it going around?
I
Do you like
still
it?
haven't heard it, but I haven't heard it. I haven't heard it, but everybody keeps telling me how nice it is. Like I keep hearing it's fire. I even saw Lamelo. He had like reposted it like on Twitter or something like that. So today I'm for sure gonna listen to it.
Me
I have
too.
to check it out.
I haven't listened to the whole thing, just the video. There's one of what's Lonzo and the dude on the Bulls.
Lamelo. Oh yeah, Lonzo is on the Bulls, and then Lamelo. That's the youngest one that plays for the Hornets.
LaMelo's my favorite, bro. I think he's
Yeah,
got
the youngest one.
swag. I know he's like
Oh yeah.
disrespectful, but dude, he's like my favorite to watch, bro. I love
I
watching.
knew he was gonna be super good because he's the youngest. Like he learned from his older brothers. You know what I mean? The youngest one's always gonna be. I'm not gonna say like the worst one, but you know what I mean. Like far as like attitude wise, because they got their older brothers. But
Yeah,
like sports wise, like yeah, you already knew he had it. You already knew. But I
I
think he's for sure like the coolest. Like yeah, all three of them is super dope. But I feel like the youngest one is for sure like the yeah.
well, to be honest, I'm happy that the middle one, I don't even know his name. What is it?
Leangelo, he
I'm
was good
happy.
too.
Yeah, he was good too. I watched them three play against Gorman when they were in town a long time ago, which was kind of cool. But I
Wow.
think I'm happy that the Leangelo or the middle one was able to
Yeah.
at least get like a good rap song out, even though he wasn't able to make it to the NBA. I don't know if he's still playing, but at least
He
he had.
played in a little bit in the like the G League, and I don't know if he went overseas or not. Actually I think he did go overseas. I think he did go overseas. So yeah, that is pretty cool. I mean he didn't have to make it to the NBA because he had two of his brothers make it. So and like he was still a professional also. So I mean he's living good right now.
That's so dope. I'm glad he got that hit. And I think there's something special about the youngest from families. Not all the time, but like the fact that
For
LaMelo
sure.
was able to learn from his brothers. Like I heard Lamar Ball say that he said that LaMelo would be the best because he's the youngest and has all the experience. I think it's so cool how he grew up playing against all the older kids. He's so entertaining to watch, bro, and he's so funny. I can't believe when he was 17, he went to what was it, Lithuania and or
Lou, yeah, yeah,
so
and he
funny
played
his
really
video.
well out there, man. Like, yeah, that's how I knew he was going to be super dope, man. Because, like, if he was able to play against grown men at 17 and do that well out there, I couldn't imagine what he was going to do in NBA, and that's why he's killing NBA right now. Like, the NBA is so easy for him. It looks like he's playing at like the 24-hour fitness out there. He's just having so much fun, joy out there. You could see it in his game.
So yeah, he's balling. What are the Hornets? Are they like 500? Are they bad? Are they good this year? Bad? I don't know.
Oh no, I don't know. I really don't.
They-
I haven't been following them as much. I only follow like certain players if they're not the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like I could tell you how my team is doing, but I couldn't tell you about you
Same.
know.
I
So
because they had that other guy who was nice. I think he even made the
Bridges,
team.
Bridges.
Yeah, he left
Yeah.
though. Is he on the Knicks?
No,
No.
no, that's the other Bridges. That's Mikal Bridges that you're talking about. The
Uh,
one that you're talking about, the one that I'm talking about for the Hornets is Miles Bridges.
is he
Miles, he's
still?
what was that?
Is Miles Bridges still on the Hornets or did they get rid of him?
I think he's still there. I think he's still there.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he went to Michigan State. Yeah, he's really good. Super athletic. He's a lefty also, so that's why I like his game.
yeah, because you're a lefty too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember you're lefty. Lefties, man.
We got the advantage because don't nobody expect us. There's not too many left-hand players. Everybody expect to guard somebody right hand. So when you are guarding a lefty, kind of throw you off off balance a little bit.
Yeah, bro. And that's true. And then let's see what else. So that was like a little bit of news, I guess, that hit song coming out. And then in sports, your Falcons lost, bro. They're out.
We
Yeah,
lost
they're out.
another heartbreaker, man, in overtime once again. We needed to finish this season
Oh,
out.
was it in
We
overtime?
It was in overtime. Our last 2 weeks, bro, we lost in overtime, which is heartbreakers because we needed to win out in order to make the playoffs. So now that we lost, you know, we're officially done. Our season is over, which is cool though. I feel like we're gonna have a great off season, and then next season we should come back
I
ready to
wonder who
go.
will start. Who do you think will start? Quarterback, Kirk Cousins or Penix, or they'll trade one of them, or I
That's a
don't
good question, man. The reason why it's a good question is because they gave Kirk Cousins so much money, and but Penix has been playing so much. Like he's been playing really well too, though. And it's like it seems like we've been scoring more points, under Penix. You know, but I feel like they started him to prepare him for next year, though. The last couple games. So, if I had to answer that, I think Penix is going to start.
you think so?
Yeah, what? Because like I said, this is just me on the outside looking in. Is they allowed him to start the last couple games just to give him this confidence and like to prepare him for this off season. So by the time next season comes, watch how great he does.
Yeah. Did you well, I just looked at the record. Falcons finished 8-9, which is almost 500, which goes to show. Well, which
Every
goes to
year,
show you gotta be like a couple games above 500, I think, to make the playoffs.
yeah, we lose games that we shouldn't lose, and then we win the games that where people think that we're not going to win. Like you know what I mean? So like we beat the Eagles this year, and the Eagles is like a Super Bowl contention, this year. So it's just like, come on now.
Well, the
So
problem was that the Washington Commanders had a great year, 12-5. Like that was the wild card team. So the Commanders and the Eagles, they both killed it. But the problem was the freaking NFC North, bro. That's what I feel like screwed the Falcons up to get a wild card spot
I know
because I mean they played last night, Lions and what's the other good team? Lions and the Vikings, and then the third spot in
the
that division,
Vikings
the Packers had a good year. So
and
like
Packers.
yeah. I feel like in
Next
a
year, next year we're going to be that wild card team. I believe. I feel like we're going to have that type of season that the Commanders had this year. That's my prediction.
I could
Nobody's going to see it. Nobody.
I like
I feel like, yeah, I really believe so. Because
me.
we're taking small steps there. Like I know, like we still didn't make the playoffs or anything this year, which sucks. But I,
Yeah.
I I feel like next year is going to be that year where we get over the hump,
Well, I mean,
far as getting to the playoffs.
yeah. I mean, Michael Penix led Washington to the national championship game.
He's a
Like,
winner, bro. He's a winner. And like I said, like we've been scoring a lot more points, but we getting our defense. I feel like our defense has, to get a little bit better.
yeah,
Because we also gave up a lot of points. You know what I mean? So we can't allow that to continue happening. So once we clean up our defense, I feel like we'd be all right.
yeah. And then, in your division, what is it called? NFC South, the Buccaneers. They were what were they? They were 10-7. Baker Mayfield had a good year.
And we beat them. Like so it's just like we would have had the tiebreaker out of if it would have came down between us if we had the same record, but. No, they deserve it though, But next year we're for sure gonna, be the team that comes out.
I could see it. Mike Evans had his 11th 1,000 yard season in a row. I don't know if you saw that. Good for
No, I
him.
didn't see that, but yeah, that's amazing right there. Future Hall of Famer right there for real.
Yeah, he got to play with well, I don't even know who the Bucks quarterback was before Tom Brady. I don't, but the fact that he was still able
Was
to
it
make
Jameis Winston?
for a little, yeah, for a little Jameis Winston for sure, but even before that, because he's been there what 11 years. I don't know, but whoever it was, the Buccaneers weren't that good, but he still was able to get 11,000 yard seasons.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Tom Brady said he'd be a Hall of Famer a couple years ago. He called
yeah,
it,
for sure.
and he used to play with Johnny Manziel, which is crazy. Yeah, bro, but that's some football news. Other football news before we end is this Thursday, I think Notre Dame plays Penn State. The winner goes to the championship. Who
Who
do
do
you
you
have?
got? Who do,
Uh,
okay, I got Notre Dame. I'm taking Notre Dame.
I got Notre Dame for sure. I think Penn State. No disrespect to Penn State, but I feel like they had the easiest route. I mean, I know I feel like Boise State should have been ranked 12th. I'm glad they made it. I don't think they should have been ranked third though. Third is high, bro. Third is high.
I'm
But
biased though because I like Boise State. I have a family member that played at Boise State, so Boise State will always have like a special, place in my heart. So I feel like they had a great season. So I'm actually looking
I
forward to
would,
see what they do, but only because like they're the underdog. I like to see what underdogs are going to do. Just because like you said, some people may feel like they don't deserve to be there or they should have been, like you said, a little bit, like you said, like top 10 or whatever. That's why I want to see what they do because if they win, then I feel like that's going to open up a lot of doors for other schools and the smaller conferences.
yeah, Mountain West UNLV. That'd be good for you.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I was rooting for them. My whole family on my mom's side is from Idaho, is from Boise. But
okay.
my grandma, so random, bro. My grandma, she is a diehard Boise State Bronco football fan. Like, I don't know why my
It's
grandma.
in your bloodline, then, man. You're supposed to want them to win. What's up?
I wanted them to win. No, I wanted them to win, but I just intuition, I knew they should not. Like, I wish that I don't know, bro.
I feel
Three.
what you're saying, like strength of schedule. That does play like a part of it. So I agree with you on
Oh,
there. But you can't like punish a team for winning, like just dominating through their whole conference too, though. You know what I mean? So
oh,
like with college football, this is like have always been my debate. I'm not even a football player. I wasn't. But I feel like they need to do something. Add more teams. In the playoffs. That's just me because there's other teams in other conferences that could go undefeated, and I feel like that deserves to go at least get invited to play. And then if they lose in the playoffs, then they lose. But don't let them finish the season undefeated or the top teams in their conference, and they don't even get a chance to compete for a national championship for the bowl game. So that's just my take with college football and how I feel with certain things or certain teams. But I know life ain't fair.
I agree.
But that's just my take though.
No, I agree. I'm with the same thing. I'm glad they're in the playoff, bro. I wish they would have upset Penn State. I wish I like if I wanted them to win so bad, bro. But I wish that running back would have just shut everybody up with all the haters because everyone was saying like you're in the Mountain West, you didn't play anyone, bro. Like you didn't play good defense. Like I wish he would have just there's a lot of pressure though, man. I wish he would have just went off and just shut everybody up because I know he's really good. I know he's good.
Yeah.
He's
But
one
I
of
know what you mean, though. I definitely understand like what you mean. Like, I understand like why you feel the way that you do. Just because, like you said, strength of schedule. Like I remember a couple years ago when my team in Georgia, I think we played, was it Oregon in the national championship game? Don't get me wrong, Oregon had an amazing like season that year, but I knew they didn't have a chance against us because our strength of schedule. We played Alabama, we played other teams that was super good that we had already got tested with. So when we played, but don't get me wrong, like Oregon, they played like the Pac-12, like their conference was really good. I know they played like the Washingtons and the TCU's, and then they had like other good teams that that they had to play against. But they didn't play against the SEC. The SEC was like, in my opinion, like the hardest conference. So that's why I knew like that they didn't stand a chance against us just because their strength of schedule wasn't as tough as ours. Every year I feel like we go through everybody. We play Texas, we play Tennessee, we play Bama. So it's like we get tested every season. So
Yeah, I guess I guess this is the only reason why I feel like this is because of what you just said, the SEC. Like you look at Ole Miss, they were two spots out. They're in the SEC, right? And like they barely missed the college football playoff. They come out in their bowl game the other day and they just smash. They're so good. They smash. But like because they're in the SEC, if you have
their
those
record is different than what it would be if it was in another conference.
what I'm only mad about, yeah, I'm only mad that the school SMU made the college football playoff when that old Miss team or those other SEC teams that were still so good that would have put up a fight against
A
Penn
better,
State.
yeah, I feel what you're saying.
And like I feel like a team like SMU or like Boise State, like they should only let like maybe like one of those Mountain West teams on the come up be in there. I don't think the SMU should have been in there, but hey, I'm not a college football expert. That's just from outsider's point of view. But
But if
anyway,
you was a player, how would you feel about that? Like if you was a player in the Mountain West or the Pac-12 or something like that, like how would you feel about that?
I
You would
would
still want your shot to play, for a title, right? If if you guys dominated the conference.
I'd be
I
happy to
feel
have all the NIL money, bro.
that's true. I didn't
Uh,
have that, so I don't know nothing about that.
how would I feel? I mean, dude, I would be like, I don't know, man. I would be like, at least I'm not in the SEC getting beat up every single week, bro. Like we
But
had,
I would want that shot. I would want, if I was like a smaller team, like if I was in a like Mountain West and like we're in the tournament, like even in basketball, I would look forward to playing like the Dukes or the Carolina, the teams that people would think that we have no chance against. Because as young kids, you look forward, like you dream to play against like those type schools, like you know what I mean. So it's just like I feel like that'd be pretty cool, especially if you upset them. Like, come on, man, that's something you gonna remember for the rest of your life. So, but I feel what you're saying though. But I'm just saying, as a player wise, I would still want that same opportunity.
oh yeah, that's what you want, you dream of as a kid, for sure. But man, we'll see what happens. I don't know, bro. I guess I want
We gonna
Notre
find out. Yeah, we gonna find out. We gonna see what happens.
I just I don't know, bro. I don't really care about Penn State or Notre Dame, not gonna lie. I like Utah, University of Utah, but it was a rough year. I would have loved to see Georgia win it for sure. I actually like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
I knew we wasn't gonna win it after our quarterback got hurt though. But we had a great year. We had a great year. So
yeah,
once he went down, it's like yeah, it's over.
it was that sucks. I know he's going to the NFL, but
Yeah.
they'll get someone else good. It's Georgia for sure. They'll get someone good.
But we got a special treat too, coming up on one of our, upcoming episodes. We actually going to have an interview with one Georgia assistant coaches.
No way.
Yeah, David Hill. He's from Las Vegas. He I grew up with him as well, but he was a football guy. But yeah, he's going to join the show for sure. He already said it. He already confirmed it. So that's another Georgia right there. So
Nice,
'cause I
bro.
was like in Georgia even before he played at the University of Arizona
Mhm.
college football, but now he's coaching at Georgia. So
Yeah, he's a
yeah,
running
he's
back.
been doing a great job. Yeah, he's been doing a great job at helping a lot of players from around town, get college scholarships and stuff like that, and even help bring some of them to Georgia. I don't know if you know well, he's grown now, but I think it's Darnell Washington. He played at Georgia. He's in the NFL now with the Steelers, I believe.
Um,
But he went to Desert Pines High School and he played at Georgia. He did like, yeah, 3 years there and bounced, went straight to the NFL. I think he's a rookie this year from Las Vegas. So
bro. I mean, Vegas has a lot of great athletes.
a
Every
lot of
sport,
great
dude,
athletes.
football, basketball. Dude, honestly, there's so many good athletes in every sport. Like it's
I feel
so
like Vegas always got overlooked. I don't know why that was because, like you said, we always had so many great athletes. But now I'm like glad that Vegas players, Vegas athletes are getting the recognition that they deserve. You see a lot of Vegas athletes, playing professional basketball, or not basketball, just professional sports in general. Like you know what I mean. So and that's great, for the city for sure.
sure, man. There's so much money in Vegas. They need to turn UNLV into the powerhouse for everything.
I
Imagine that.
know
That would be, dude, man, that would be pretty cool.
that would.
Cool. If everyone could just stay here, put all the money into UNLV, bro. Like, come on. If they were good, everything would get sold out. Everything. They had a great football year though, but
They did, and we'll have the support. The fans will always come support. Our teams here in Vegas, especially if they're doing pretty good. So
oh yeah,
we supported UNLV forever. Football, and like I said, they had a great year this year, and look how it was. So this is definitely a great year for our city, for our community. You know what I mean? So I just hope that we continue to build off of it.
yeah, bro. I agree. I agree. Well, Jamal, it's been a good episode, bro. We talked a lot about a lot of different things. It's fun when we get to do these, just me and you, when we don't have a guest on, and we're able to I don't know, share our knowledge. Um, but I know we're gonna have some cool guests on this week. Just a little recap. I mean, one of my biggest takeaways, I don't know about you, Jamal, was the matching people's energy,
Energy, yeah,
their frequency. If you're in work and you want to make more sales, if you want to get more clients, if you're in a relationship and you want to be a better partner, just try to remember to match that other person's energy. Match their energy. If they're down here, just be humble, go down a little, and then you can go back up. Or if they're up here, you're down here, just match their energy, your tone of voice with theirs, their body language. All the sales books and the sales experts, they talk about this. Whether you're a father, whatever it is. So that was one of my takeaways for today.
yeah. That was definitely my takeaway. Also, and like you said, like you just said, Hunter, just don't let anyone, drain your energy. Also, too, though, you know what I mean. So be selective who has access to you. You know what I mean? Because certain people they can drain your energy and stuff as well. So, um, another thing is too, just try to limit the distractions this week. You know what I mean? Just try to stay focused and just use your energy into something that's going to be positive and that's going to inspire you to be, tap into your best self.
Exactly. And I could just keep going and going, bro, with all the freaking takeaways. Also, if you are on your phone too much and you don't know what the heck to do, pick up a hobby and think of a hobby you quit because you got too busy. Think of a hobby you always wanted to try. I'm gonna actually try to learn the piano. I'm gonna try to better Spanish. Those are two random examples. Dude, freaking start reading self-improvement, start reading the Bible, man. Start going on walks. Start
Yeah,
one
yeah,
last
yeah.
thing,
Like you
bro.
said, exercising, just you could do anything. Just
Dude,
use that energy to better yourself.
Dude, and last thing, Jamal, if you need another freaking hobby to do, guys, turn your phone off or put your headphones in and make dinner. Try to make a little good dinner, bro. I don't know why, but I use a cutting board and I'll cook some meat up, whatever, and then I'll just like cut it on a cutting board and I'll cut some kiwis up and it makes me feel like Gordon Ramsay like a chef, bro. I don't know why, but like if you have a cutting board and you need a new hobby, just try to cook, bro. Like if you like, I don't know what it is. If you
I
cut
can't
up,
cook like you. I'm not on your level. I saw some of the videos that you had posted on Instagram. I might have to try some. You might have to,
bro,
give
it's
me a plate sometime, man.
I got you. You can be the judge, bro. Like I'm so simple and I don't know. There's so many things you can do to try to pick up a hobby, man. Whether it's, I don't know, try to cook, man.
Yeah, try to cook. And if you don't want to do that, then hey, I'm a basketball coach. I'm a basketball trainer. Come if you want to get into the gym, hit me up. Hit me up. Hit me up on Instagram.
Yeah,
So I'll help you. I'll help you in the gym. Just work on your game a little bit. Whether it's just getting some shots up, just getting out the house, just exercising. You know what I mean?
exercise, go run a 1 mile a day, half a mile, 5 miles. I don't know, wherever you're at, bro. Hit your all up. Get your jumper right, man. Get your jumper right.
Get it
You
right.
can
You
shooter
already know. I had your jumper right for sure.
for sure, bro. You can be like what's that guy's name? Like the GOAT of shooting coaches, Lethal. Is it Lethal?
Lethal, yeah, yeah, lethal shooting. Yeah, he's a good shooting coach.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
his
yeah.
video
I'm just like that. Like, just the left hand version.
the lefty James Harden. Nah,
For real.
man. Cool. All right, Jamal. Well, I appreciate you tapping in, bro. It was another great episode, man. And stay tuned, everybody, for some special guests coming up.
For sure, man. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Or a blessed week, I should say.
Yeah, blessed start to the week. It's Monday. Be the best version of yourself today and every day. All right, everybody. Have a good one.